Fusion Zamasu is coming to the global version of the game, and we're just going to go ahead and talk about it here. So, yeah, honestly, I think it does make a lot of sense. In yesterday's video, I talked about, what global might potentially be doing, and it turns out we are actually getting, of course, this unit here. It makes a lot of sense. Looking at when the sales end on the global version, which is actually up here, we could see that they end on the 11th, which is obviously tomorrow when Zamasu does drop. Carnival LR on JP should be dropping like on the 14th. I'm assuming it's going to be the 14th or the 15th. One of these 2 days is when I think it's going to actually drop. So because of that, it's kind of weird that Global's ending this early. Global usually doesn't have like a too long of a time before they put up another set of sales. Global always actually has sales up for some reason, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense that that's going to be a thing. Additionally, we have these two things coming and the maintenance on that night as well. So let's just talk about Zamasu right here. So Zamasu is actually a pretty strong unit overall. I think he could do a lot of things. A lot of this is kind of fluff though, right? I mean, if we take a look at basically, I think a lot of like, it's like good, but I feel like basically a lot of this is a little bit of a fluff, right? Damage reduction 2% up to 10% he builds up. That's fine. He gets 5 key, but he has to take 25 attacks. It's like, okay. We still haven't really gotten an event to fully grasp that. I think this is cool though. Every time he receives 5 attacks, he heals 10% HP. But again, it's kind of like a little fluff. This 70% counter chance is also kind of fluff, right? So it's just kind of meh. But however, he is still really good. He has his intro animation. There's a Patara category ally, which, is not going to be that hard because all the Goku blocks that you're going to run him with are all on Patara. He's pretty good. Still, like I keep saying he's pretty good, but obviously, yeah. He has Key Sphere changing for the first 5 turns, right? Is it permanent? It might be permanent, whatever. He gets, again, 20% reduction, 100% attacking defense. He gets this on super attack. He guaranteed double super attacks if he does get an ultra super. He's super effective when Keys 24, which actually does also work on his active skill, which, again, it goes hand in hand because he wants to do 5 more super attacks. Not going to be too hard when he's already basically double, triple supering every turn, right? I mean, you're still going to get it like turn 5 onward, but still is going to not be that bad, especially with dupes in him. Great super attack effects, debuffing, 50% raise on both of them. This guy's stats can get very, very high, especially with the triple super attack. And even with just the 20% damage reduction, he still is fairly tanky against some of these bosses. Also considering he's an extreme class unit, right? That's also very important. There's just a lot of good things about this Masu. The bad thing is that I just feel he doesn't have like a proper place to be ran on. Like, you can actually link him up with LR, Vegeta, and Trunks. They do share, I believe, Dismal Future, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power, which is key, and then some attack, which is pretty nice. But obviously, he would much prefer to be linked up with a Goku Black, so you can get, big bad bosses, Nightmare, as well as anything they can get. Even just as a Zamasu unit, giving him godly power could be pretty helpful, right? So that's the thing about Zamasu. I just feel like he's not in a spot right now where you're necessarily going to want to summon from. Also, again, his banner, I guess I could, let me switch over to the JP version because we could look at his banner, and his banner is going to suck. Oh my goodness. It's actually extremely terrible how bad his banner is. It should be like around here maybe. Well, if this ever loads in, I should have brought it up beforehand, but the Fusion Zamasu banner is really, really bad. No, it's pretty awful. Just don't summon on this. Even if they turn this into a double rates banner, which is not impossible, they could still potentially make this a double rates banner for this week on global, which I actually feel like, while possible, I don't know if they're actually going to do that or not. It just still probably is not worth summoning on, especially because, again, there is still, like, the Christmas banner was still moved up. So I feel like something still is coming same time for Global and JP together at the end of this month. A dual Dokkan Fest New Year's is what I'm presuming. So it's just, Zamasu, it's good that he's going to be actually not delayed and on the game technically on time like he should be with the LR Vegeta and Trunks. But the issue is, again, they just they're just being stupid. Right? I couldn't tell you why they're doing this necessarily. Wait, no, my brain just froze. What? Yeah, so they just be stupid sometimes with the release scheduling, and I just sorry, my brain like froze mid sentence, and I had to like pause the recording and just get my thoughts together again. I'm crazy. Don't worry about that. But yeah, still skip this banner. Definitely not worth actually summoning here. It's just a terrible banner. Even if it becomes double rates, just know these two LRs are useless. But Zamasu himself is good. So if you do end up summoning for him, good luck. I think that he's a very powerful unit, and at the very least, it's not like he's not worthy of your stones, right? Now what I'm interested in seeing is if these two do get their EZAs, and I feel like it's a lot more possible now that these two are going to get their EZAs when Fusion Zamasu releases. So we could see them in the data download tonight, or it's tomorrow night, right? The data download is tomorrow night. Let me actually check that. It is, well, I can't look at it because I'm on the JP version. Whoa, okay. I'm pretty sure the data download is tomorrow. Yeah, it is tomorrow night. So, yeah, it's essentially up until the banner drops. So, yeah, that's when you can expect the data download. Again, I would assume it's just going to drop with both Fusion Zamasu and then both these LREZAs, or maybe they're delayed by a few days. But I expect these two to come out now. Trunks and Mai, they're fine, right? I wouldn't say they're anything special. On the full, like, in their specific situation, I think they could be quite good. What I really wish is that this was not restricted to Future Saga category enemy. Or they should have made it less restrictive, right? At the very least. This 50% dodge chance would be so helpful for them, especially in red zone. There's no, like, Future Saga red zone category enemy. So it just sucks, right? If this was Time Travelers, that could be a little better, but Future Saga is so restrictive, and it's just very, very unfortunate, right? And then even on the Future Saga team, right, like Physical Future Gohan is a unit you would want to run, and he's not even on Time Travelers, so it could hurt them getting their full buff, right? It's like, who would you rather run, this unit on the team or Future Gohan? They support, but I wish they gave something extra, right? I don't know. This unit is like, it's typical LREZ, where they're good, but they're not like special. But I still feel like, you know, like for example, Bojack, I feel I just like better than this unit. I like Goku, Trunks, and Pan better than this unit. I very much like this unit better than the, even Bojack, you know, Goku, Trunks, Pan. I still think this is the best like yellow coin LREZA. This unit is really stupid. It was hard to not mess them up because of how their passive is already, right? And how good their stats are, how much buffs they get from their links. It's impossible to mess this unit up. So that I think they just went like all out. They're like, screw it, let's just go all out, right? This is such a good mechanic. This is obviously also very good. They get the build up, but because they have the guard, they don't really take too much damage early on, which is very perfect. This buff is absurd to add to them as well, right? Even though they don't have any start of turn attack and defense, but they still are hitting like 13 mil attack stats, which is crazy. They could have like 600, 700k defense, you know, get some additionals, which is not going to be that hard. You're definitely going to want to build them with a lot of additional because of this super attack effect. The 30% defense for these turns is really, really crazy. So their defense gets extremely high because look, they have this 50% start of turn. They get basically 120% on super attack. Then they get this right here. It's also multiplicative on top of big bad bosses, for example. Like, that's crazy. This unit is absurd. I'll slurp this unit all day, man. But that is basically it. That's what I expect to come. We'll see. I don't think there's going to be anything else in the news tonight again. Well, there's burst mode coming, I guess, but I don't really care. Burst mode is kind of meh, right? Yeah, that's burst mode. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of Fusion Zamasu. Thank you all for watching. I probably will do some videos on him. I don't think I've done many like actual videos on him, so keep a lookout. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.